at it again, huh? Sorry, I know that this review and these other reviews you're probably watching right now in this marathon are late. And I apologize for that. It's been a busy month, man. July has been crazy. And it's not gonna get any easier until like the final 4 or 5 days of the month. So because of that, I'm gonna have to kind of rush some of these reviews a bit, but I did write decent written reviews for all of them, and we're still going to go over those written reviews, but I'm going to try not to add too much beforehand. With the exception of this one, because this is a movie that literally I delayed all of this for, just so I could watch it with my girlfriend, because I already had my written reviews done for Ponyo, Earthsea, and Ariete, but I wanted to watch Howl before I wrote or posted anything. And my girlfriend, she wanted to watch it with me. So, finally, tonight, we literally just sat down and watched it together. And yeah, I can see why this is one of her personal favorites. I freaking love this movie. And I can see why it was the second one to be nominated for an Academy Award. And if it weren't for Curse of the Were-Rabbit, it would have won. Yeah, that's literally no joke. It lost the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature of the Year in 2006 to Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Which, if you saw my review of that, you know I love that movie. So, I'm not gonna be salty about it because I love both movies. I just love one more because of my own, my horror side talking. But this movie's still pretty freaking great too. So we're gonna talk about it, and this is probably one of, again, the most highly anticipated reviews of this entire marathon from you guys that are Ghibli fans in my subscriber base. So, without further ado, let's dive in. What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mr. Station, which is for anything and everything animation, including TV and movies, and especially anime. I am your local anime fanatic, Jackson Small. Welcome back to Ghibli Month. Here is my review for Howl's Moving Castle, an animation classic that, unlike Spirited Away, did not crush me in disappointment. Thank goodness. Here's my review I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Been a bit since I've reviewed a Ghibli movie, and I apologize for the delay. But considering how famous this one is, I felt like I had to take extra time to really do it justice. Not to mention that my girlfriend wanted to watch it with me, since this is one of her personal favorites. And thankfully, unlike Spirited Away, I wasn't left in crushing disappointment this time. Mononoke is still my favorite so far, but this is excellent too. When a young girl named Sophie, voiced by Emily Mortimer, is cursed by the Witch of the Waste, voiced by Lauren Bacall, into an older version of herself, voiced by Gene Simmons, her only chance in breaking it lies in a mysterious self-indulgent young wizard named Howl, voiced by the Dark Knight himself, Christian Bale. Yes, that Christian Bale, also known as Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. And his companions, a talking flame named Calcifer, voiced by Billy Crystal. Yes, Mike Wazowski. Markle, voiced by Josh Hutcherson. And Madame Sullivan, voiced by Blythe Danner, sorry for mispronouncing your name, as well as the even more mysterious tentacle marvel of the four-legged moving castle and all of its secret wonders. The voice acting is great, especially Bale, and arguably his best-known role since Batman. He is so damn good as Al. Yes, I know that he technically played Batman after this, but it wasn't that much longer after. This came out in 2006, and I think, Batman Begins came out in, 2007 maybe? So he was kind of filming both of these at the same time. I don't know. Regardless, I think it's his best role since Batman. Animation is stunning and bursting with creativity. Some of the most gorgeous, detailed, beautiful animation I've seen in Studio Ghibli. And again, considering Princess Mononoke exists, that's saying something. The story is a cute tale of true love and overcoming insecurity. The pacing is a solid slow burn that takes its time. The romance between Hal and Sophie is absolutely wonderful. Whether it's the young Sophie or the old Sophie, you can still see her genuine, true love for Hal blossom, and it is so beautiful to watch all throughout the movie. The runtime is great at less than 2 hours. I was honestly surprised this movie was so short. I was expecting it to be at least 2 hours, if not longer, and by the time it was I didn't start feeling the runtime until there was only 40 minutes left. Crazy. The jokes are pretty funny. This is another one of the funnier movies in Ghibli's catalog. The ending is emotionally powerful in all the best of ways, and rewatchability is decently high. I can easily see myself rewatching this sometime. However, much like the titular moving castle, it does stumble a bit while it's traveling. The villain is bland and does nothing. I'm talking about the weird enchantress lady. Like, what'd she do? She cursed this prince out of jealousy, which started this entire war, which got Howl's attention. Why? I guess it's up to interpretation because a lot of this movie stuff is kind of left ambiguous, but I don't know, that just seems like a giant plot hole to me. And she's bland, she barely does anything, and she doesn't come in until the movie's halfway over, so. And it ultimately doesn't matter. The music, while beautiful, is stereotypical Ghibli. If you've seen Studio Ghibli movies by now, you already know what the soundtrack is going to be. It's beautiful, but it's not all that surprising. And, in my opinion, the worst part of the movie, Billy Crystal is clearly just doing his Mike Wazowski voice as Calcifer, which can get very distracting. Like, to the point where at first my girlfriend was like, really? That's Mike Wazowski? And then she had that moment when the voice literally changed to Mike Wazowski as he was trying to make Calcifer yell. And she's like, oh yeah, that is Mike Wazowski. So, you don't notice it at first, but once the movie really gets going, then you hear it. He is just doing his Mike Wazowski voice. It's not a horrible thing, but it is the worst part of this movie because it is so very distracting. Overall, though, after spending some time away from Studio Ghibli, because we had to take care of some, blue balls for Sony, this was a pretty satisfying return. While it may not have won an Oscar this time, which it lost to The Amazing Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit, Howl's Moving Castle is still a superb animated movie. It has its flaws, but the storytelling, voice acting, and animation is more than enough to carry it into that higher tier of Ghibli's filmography. Yes, up there with Castle, up there with Nausicaa, up there with Mononoke, up there in the strong 9 out of 10s, up there with Whisper of the Heart, up there with Cat Returns, just up with the best of them. And there is no doubt that it is absolutely an animation classic. I wish that this one won the Oscar instead of Spirited Away the previous year, because this is so much better than Spirited Away that it's not even funny. And with that said, final verdict for Howl's Moving Castle is a high 9 out of 10. Very well deserved, and a damn good movie. Absolutely check it out if you haven't seen it yet, especially if you are a huge fan of Christian Bale. He will not disappoint you. Okay, now I gotta turn the smile into a frown, because next we gotta talk about Tale from Earthsea. Wonderful. See you in the next review.
Excited for what comes up ahead. Hey, shall we ride?